Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Today we will read the book Chant and Be Happy, the Power of Mantra Meditation, based on the teachings of His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It's around 10 chapters. Contents of this book is words from George Harrison, dedication, the search for happiness. The search for happiness, the on chanting, chapter 1, the Hare Krishna mantra, there is nothing higher. Chapter 2, chanting for liberation. Chapter 3, Srila Prabhupada brings the Hare Krishna mantra to the West. Chapter 4, chanting for higher consciousness, the cultural history. Chapter 5, the life of Sri Chaitanya. Chapter 6, Haridas Thakura and the prostitute. Chapter 7, the science of mantra meditation. Chapter 8, the benefits of chanting. Chapter 9, the dawn of Hare Krishna in Britain. Chapter 10, techniques for chanting. Words from George Harrison. Everybody is looking for Krishna. Some don't realize that they are, but they are. Krishna is God and source of all that exists, the cause of all that is, was or ever will be. God, as God is unlimited, He has many names. Allah, Buddha, Jehovah, Rama, all are Krishna, all are one. By serving God through each thought, word and deed, and by chanting of his holy names, the devotee quickly develops God consciousness. By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, one inevitably arrives at Krishna consciousness. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. Wow. George Harrison is a singer. He has written this song. He is telling God is unlimited. He has many names. So each and every country, each and every language, God is pronounced in a different way. Islamic countries, they pronounce God's name in a different way. Buddhist, they pronounce God in different way. And Jewish people, they pronounce the name of God in different way. And the followers of Vedic tradition, they change the name of the God in different way. So we followers of Vedic religion, non-followers of Vedic religion, they all chant the name of God. Some have realized the personal aspects of God. Some have realized educational aspects, that is Guru Tattva, Paramatma Tattva. Some have realized impersonal aspect of God. The most of the countries in the Western countries, or most of the countries are like impersonalist. Um, some kind of Mayavada philosophy, some kind of impersonal philosophy. So they don't recognize the physical form of God. They only recognize the material form. Some people recognize God as, some people recognize God as light, which is coming from sunshine. Some people worship the moon. Islamic people, they worship the, what is that, moon. They worship that moon. What is that? And some people worship sun, some people worship moon. So it is all material, impersonal methods. But there is a personality. Every planet is presided over by some demigod. Sun planet is presided over by sun god. Moon planet is presided over by moon god. Some people worship only moon, the crescent moon. In the Lord Shiva's head, crescent is there. Chandra Chudeshwara. Lord Shiva is wearing Ganga as well as this Chandra in his no, in his head. Ganga is there and Chandra is there. Chandra Chudeshwara. So like that, God has unlimited names. Different people chant the name of God in different situations, different circumstances, time, place, and circumstances. God's name is different. When God is driving chariot, his name is called Parthasarathi. He is driving the chariot to his friend Arjuna. Partha means son of Pratap. Arjuna, his name is Partha. Partha Sarathi, charioteer of Lord. Lord Krishna is become the charioteer to his dear friend Arjuna, the Pandavas. So because of his becoming a chariot driver to Pandavas, Arjuna is called Partha Sarathi. So we also have a temple of Lord Vishnu in Chennai called Tiruvallikeni Parthasarathi Temple. Tiruvallikeni Parthasarathi Temple. So in that way, Lord Krishna becomes a chariot driver to his dear friend Arjuna. So he is called Parthasarathi. In that way, different names of God is there. Chakrapani is because he's holding chakra is called Chakrapani. So different names. God has unlimited names. So Lord Rama, Krishna. So different incarnation God takes. Parashurama, Rama, Kalki, the future incarnation. So different name God has. So all are Krishna, all are one. So even though God is unlimited, he has unlimited names, but he's one person. Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. Lord Krishna is fulfilling the desires of all other living entities. He's one person, he is fulfilling the necessities of all other living entities. Eko Bahunam. He is one, but he is fulfilling the desires of all other living entities. So we have to serve God. God is creating, God is maintaining, God is destroying also. Difference between God and the Jiva is God is unlimited, we are limited. God is Paramatma, we are Jivatma. By serving God through each word, thought, deed, by chanting his holy names, the devotee quickly develops God consciousness. So his realization, he has given his realization in this small poem. So we have to render service to God like Smaranam, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedam. There is a 9 types of devotional service. That is Prahlad Maharaj is telling. This the Asura king of Asuras, Prahlad Maharaj, king of Asuras, Bali Maharaj. So Asuras, Western countries. So they are also devotees. Prahlad Maharaj is a king of among the Prahladaspi Jaityanam. Among the Daityas, among the demons, Prahlada is a devotee. So Lord Krishna is represents the Prahlad Maharaj. Among the demons, Prahlada is the best. So the best among the demons is Prahlada. So Krishna also represents the Prahlada. George Harrison is a singer. He is also best among the singers because he is a devotee of Lord Krishna. He is, is a disciple of Prabhupada. Is given so much donations, so much support to ISKCON's development, ISKCON's preaching mission. So he is telling here, by serving God through each thought means Shravanam. We are remembering. We are Shravanam, Kirtanam, we are singing. Smaranam, actually we are remembering, we are thinking, we are Smaranam, Shravanam, we are singing, Kirtanam, we are remembering, singing, everything. We are remembering him, we are glorifying him, we are talking about him, we are chanting his holy name, we are remembering him, we are worshipping him, we are rendering service to him, So like that, so much service we are doing. We are worshipping, we are surrendering to Krishna. So this is what he is telling here. So chanting his holy names, the devotee quickly develops God consciousness by. So only by chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna we can understand the spiritual life, because we are dull. Because of our association with the matter, we cannot understand spiritual topics. Especially in Kali Yuga, we are so lazy, we are so ignorant. Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya. We are unfortunate, lazy, misguided, short living. We are memory is weak. So much negative qualities we have. In this situation, is very difficult to understand God. But by chanting the holy name of God, all our past sinful activities are reduced to ashes. By chanting the name of Krishna, our karma, papa karma is reduced. Our sinful deeds are reduced. Fruits of the sinful deeds are reduced. So by surrendering to Krishna, also our sinful deeds are reduced. So surrendering to Krishna is very, very important. So this book is dedicated to uh, we dedicate this book to our beloved spiritual master and guide, His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who brought the transcendental teachings of Lord Krishna, including the authorized science of reincarnation, to the Western world. Search for happiness. Everyone wants to be happy. Some of us seek happiness through our families, in natural and healthy living, in successful careers, active social lives, fine government foods, gambling, or through sports and exercise. Others experience happiness in politics, the arts, academia, or in hobbies ranging from mechanics and computer science to drama, philanthropy, welfare work, and literally thousands of other activities that comprise humankind's unending quest for pleasure. Millions of people find their happiness in liquor, mood elevators, tranquilizers, and other drugs. Each day, doctors and scientists discover more about how the human mind and body work. Yet, with this abundance of scientific knowledge and space age technology, which vastly outstrips that of all previous generations, are modern people really any happier than their predecessors? The basic problem in our search for happiness is that our source of pleasure are all limited. What many people consider our most basic and fundamental pleasures, eating and sex, can only occupy a few moments of each day. Our bodies constantly thwart our plans for enjoyment. After all, you can only eat so much before becoming ill. Even sex has its limits. Chant and B provides information about how we can expand our pleasure beyond our present limitations. It deals with the pleasure principle that operates beyond the bounds of time and space and emanates from the innermost part of our being. This book thoroughly explains how this inner happiness can be experienced immediately by anyone through the mystical power of transcendental sound vibrations. This technique for obtaining unlimited happiness does not depend on new products touted by Fleet Street biscuits or Hollywood moguls, but has been successfully practiced by countless people throughout the ages. Chant and Be Happy explains how to use these transcendental sound vibrations to attain the unlimited ultimate state of happiness. It's an easy process and it's free. To achieve this unlimited and imperishable happiness, one need only chant and hear what sages of India, ancient India, have for millennia called the great chant for deliverance. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this simple 16-word mantra, is comprised of sound vibrations powerful enough to awaken the natural happiness within everyone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In recent years, millions have learned how to chant the Hare Krishna mantra and experience this true spiritual happiness. It is the most popular mantra in India, the homeland of meditation, and differs from other systems in two ways. First, the complete mantra is chanted, not just a fragment of a mantra, and second, the mantra is chanted aloud, not silently. A brief introduction by His Divine Grace S. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder and spiritual master of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, explains this exact nature and meaning of the mantra. Chapter 1, an exclusive interview with the late George Harrison, reveals how the Hare Krishna mantra played a leading role in his life over the years. George explains that although he had achieved riches and fame beyond what most people could ever hope for, he found that there was nothing higher than the happiness he experienced from chanting Hare Krishna. George discusses his confidence in the mantra's power over death, explains how much of this his musical career was influenced by and intimately connected with the Hare Krishna mantra, and describes the knowledge, bliss, and spiritual intelligence that comes from chanting. In chapter 2, Srila Prabhupada speaks with John Lennon, Yoko Ono, and George Harrison at John's estate in Tittenhurst Park, discussing the potency of the Hare Krishna mantra as a path to peace and liberation. Chapter 3 is a fascinating account of how Srila Prabhupada brought the chanting of Hare Krishna from India to the Western world in the midst of the countercultural turmoil of the 60s and convinced the disillusioned hippies of New York's Greenwich Village and San Francisco's Haight Ashbury that this mantra, not psychedelic drugs and anti-war protest, would make them happy. The history of chanting and meditating for higher consciousness is discussed in chapter 4. The next chapter delineates the life and teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 16th chapter, Saint, mystic and incarnation of Lord Krishna, who popularized this timeless practice of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Chapter 6, a narration taken from one of India's most important historical and philosophical literatures, the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, reveals how by simply hearing the chanting of Hare Krishna from a genuine spiritual master, anyone's character can be freed from all unwanted qualities. Next chapter forms a treatise on self-realization, mantras, religion, and the power of the mind in meditation. Compiled from the teachings presented in Srila Prabhupada's books, chapter 8 explains the wide-ranging effects and personal benefits one can expect from chanting Hare Krishna. The final chapter gives practical step-by-step instructions for chanting, which, if followed, will open the door to ultimate happiness. On chanting, shortly after His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Krishna mantra to the West in 1965. Hare Krishna became a household word. In 1979, Dr. A.L. Basham, the world's leading authority on Indian history and religion, wrote of the Hare Krishna movement. It arose out of nothing in less than 20 years and has become known all over the West. This, I feel, is a sign of the times and an important fact in the history of the Western world. But what exactly do the words Hare Krishna mean? In this short essay from the album Krishna Consciousness, which first introduced Beatles, George Harrison, and John Lennon to the chanting, Srila Prabhupada explains the meaning of the Hare Krishna mantra. The transcendental vibration established by the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the ultimate, is a sublime method for reviving our transcendental consciousness. As living spiritual souls, we're all originally Krishna conscious entities, but due to our association with matter from time immemorial, our consciousness is now adulterated by the material atmosphere. The material atmosphere in which we are now living is called Maya or illusion. Maya means that which is not. And what is this illusion? The illusion is that we're all trying to be lords of material nature, while actually we are under the grip of our stringent laws. When a servant artificially tries to imitate the all-powerful master is said to be in illusion. We are trying to exploit the resources of material nature, but actually we are becoming more and more entangled in her complexities. Therefore, although we are engaged in a hard struggle to conquer nature, we are ever more dependent on her. This illusory struggle against material nature can be stopped at once by revival of our eternal Krishna consciousness. Chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare is a transcendental process for reviving this original pure consciousness. By chanting this transcendental vibration, we can cleanse away all misgivings within our hearts. This, the basic principle of all such misgivings, is the false consciousness that I am the Lord of all I survey. Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition on the mind. This consciousness is the original natural energy of the living entity. When we hear this transcendental vibration, this consciousness is revived. This simplest method of meditation is recommended for this age. By practical experience also, one can perceive that by chanting this Mahamantra or the great chanting for deliverance, one can at once feel transcendental ecstasy coming through from the spiritual stratum. The material concept of life, we are busy in the matter of sense gratification, as if we were in the lower animal stage, a little elevated from this status of sense gratification. One is engaged in mental speculation for the purpose of getting out of the material clutches. A little elevated from this speculative status, when one is intelligent enough, one tries to find out the supreme cause of all causes, within and without. And when one is factually on the plane of spiritual understanding, surpassing the stages of sense, mind, and intelligence, he is then on this transcendental plane. This chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is enacted from the spiritual platform, and thus this sound vibration surpasses all lower strata of consciousness, namely sensual, mental, and intellectual. There is no need, therefore, to understand the language of the mantra, nor is there any need for mental speculation, nor any intellectual adjustment for chanting this Mahamantra. It is automatic, coming from the spiritual platform, and as such, anyone can take part in the chanting without any previous qualification. Of course, in a more advanced stage of spiritual understanding, one is expected to avoid committing offenses. But there is no doubt that chanting takes one immediately to the spiritual platform, and one shows the first symptom of this in the urge to dance along with the chanting of the mantra. We have seen this practically. Even a child can take part in the chanting and dancing. Of course, for one who is too entangled in material life, it takes a little more time, but even such a materially engrossed man is raised to the spiritual platform very quickly. When the mantra is chanted by a pure devotee of the Lord in love, it has the greatest efficacy on hearers. And as such, this chanting should be heard from the lips of a pure devotee of the Lord so that immediate effects can be achieved. The word Hara is the form of addressing the energy of the Lord, and the words Krishna and Rama are forms of addressing the Lord Himself. Both Krishna and Rama mean the supreme pleasure, and Hara is the supreme pleasure energy of the Lord. Change to Hare in the vocative. The supreme pleasure energy of the Lord helps us to achieve the Lord, reach the Lord. The material energy called Maya is also one of the multi energies of the Lord, and we, the living entities, are the marginal energy of the Lord. The living entities are described as superior to the material energy. When the marginal energy is in contact with the inferior material energy, an incompatible situation arises. But when the marginal energy is in contact with the superior energy, Hara, it is established in its happy normal condition. These three words, namely Hare, Krishna, and Rama, are the transcendental seeds of the Mahamantra. The chanting is a spiritual call for the Lord, and his energy to give protection to the conditioned soul. This chanting is exactly like a Janan cry, like the Janan cry of a child for its mother. Mother Hara helps the devotee achieve Supreme Father's grace, and the Lord He reveals Himself to the devotee who chants this mantra sincerely. No other means of spiritual realization is as effective in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy as chanting of the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, from here onwards, chapter 1 starts. The Hare Krishna mantra, there is nothing higher. A 1982 interview with George Harrison. So, 1982 interview with George Harrison. So, after Srila Prabhupada left, this interview has been taken. So, we'll continue this in our next videos.